Welcome back, guys. In previous tutorial we set up our project for the JavaScript. So today I'm gonna introduce you to the concept of variables in JavaScript. So we have our main HTML file ready, and let's change a little bit. Let's delete this div which we used previously for demonstrating purposes, and let me assign ID to this div. So the ID is put value here, and it will be used for the demonstrating purposes later on. So let's clear out CSS, we don't need it, and let's start writing some JavaScript code. So what a variable basically is? A variable is a container for the data. For now, you can think of two types of data in JavaScript. The first one is number. Let me show you. So let's write const a is equal to 5, and what it means is now a variable a holds a number 5. I warn you, if you don't get it from the very beginning, don't be worried, you will get it over the time as we progress in our series. So what you should understand right now, the first thing which happens here is that a variable I gets declared, and what it means is that later on we will be able to use a in some statements, and it will be the same as to write 5. That is the first thing you should understand. The variable gets declared. Another thing you should understand is that at the same time the variable a gets evaluated to 5. It gets a value of 5. Now let's move on. So you can have three different types of variables in JavaScript: const, let, and var. I won't go too deep in details because I think it will confuse you, but I will say a few words. So whenever you can, you should start using const. And what const means is that later on you won't be able to write something like a is equal to 3, and that is because a is constant now and you cannot change it. Okay, so whenever it is possible, write a. Why? Because it will facilitate better code maintenance, better code debugging, and better development overall. You should use const whenever it's possible. If you cannot use const, fall back to let. Let is a little bit less stricter than const because later on you can write b is equal to 3. Okay, and var is mostly for old stuff in JavaScript. So you should use only var when you are working with old programs. But we are not going to cover these in that tutorial because we are looking forward to getting a job for you as JavaScript developer. We are looking forward for developing your skills for a market, but not supporting old programs. Okay, that is the stuff for other programmers, not for those who are new, who are beginners, who are learning JavaScript right now. Okay, so don't use C. Okay, so let's just end our tutorial with a short example. So by the way, let me show you one more thing. Let's select our element by ID. Let's see the ID of this element. So I'm using this attribute of the div to find this div in JavaScript. And what happens here is, you may guess, I'm creating a variable which will hold the DOM object, which will be returned by this thing over here. And don't worry if you don't understand what is happening here. I will explain you this in later tutorials. But for now, you should understand that here I am storing. Remember, the variable is a container for data storage. So in this case, the data is the element returned from here and assigned to this. So now my L will refer this div over here, and what I can do is I can type text content, and I can change it to something like hello. So let's save it and preview the page. So let's open HTML and preview the page. So as you can see here, we don't have in our HTML hello string. but it gets output. And why? Because our browser opens HTML, it goes from up to down, it encounters this JavaScript code, and it is basically the same as running this code over here, and it starts creating variables. Then it selects the div in our HTML, this div particularly, and then it changes the text content of this div. It places the text we use on the right hand side over here inside here, and that is why we see the output hello over here. So that is a little bit more explained what happens when we use document get element by ID, I think. And let me show you another thing. Another thing is that you can use variables interchangeably with literals. And literal is this thing over here. We just literally write hello, yeah? So you can put here a, let's save it. And as you can see here, it changes immediately to 5 because we assign it 5. And instead of 5, you can have strings. Remember, you can store in variables numbers, strings, and other data types. But for now, you should be aware only of numbers and strings. It will be enough to feel the concept at least a little bit. Also, in this series, in this episode, I introduced to you that you can hold in your variable the DOM element, just like in this case. We are holding a DOM element in our variable, and we are changing its content. Okay, so let's type in something like nice too, and let's save it. And as you can see here, it updates because our variable a has a value of nice dude, and this value gets assigned to the text content of the DOM element, which we retrieved earlier. And we retrieved earlier the element with ID put value here, and here it is. So we are placing over here nice dude. Okay, but we are doing this with the help of JavaScript code. So save the page, refresh it, and you see nice dude. Okay, thank you guys for watching. I hope you grasped the variables a little bit, because we will be using them profoundly, and it's important to understand. If you're not getting something like you're not getting anything at all, you're just stuck, please watch my video once again and follow all the steps I'm doing in here, and I'm sure it will help you understand better variables. But if you're missing like some parts of variables, like they seem strange and unnatural for you, don't be worried, just stick on with me, and in later videos you will feel it better. Okay, thank you guys for watching, bye.